We are back yet again for Fantasy Football in 5. Last episode was part 2 of the series. This episode will be part 3.
So if you haven't seen the last episode, please click the big red button below. Okay, so for this installment of our top 200 fantasy players of 2016, we're going to highlight just the running backs, because we have quite a lengthy list here. So number 1, we have Adrian Peterson, Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell, David Johnson, Devonta Freeman, Lamar Miller, Jamal Charles, Doug Martin, Ezekiel Elliott, and LaShawn McCoy at 10.
And then we have Mark Ingram, Thomas Rawls, Matt Forte, Jonathan Stewart, Eddie Lacy, Dion Lewis, Carlos Hyde, Jeremy Hill, Latavius Murray, and Jay Ajayi.
Alright, so number 16 we have Dion Lewis. He plays for the Patriots, and last season he only played 6 games due to a torn ACL in week 9. But when he was out there on the field, Tom Brady loved to throw to him. We had him on our team for a couple of weeks, and he just put out great numbers for us. He doesn't have a whole lot of rushing yards, but when he receives the ball from the backfield, he just does a lot of damage.
Another one that I wanted to talk about was Lamar Miller. You're probably wondering why was he so high. Well, I really think that he's going to do well with Houston because Arian Foster did well in Houston.
Right.
And Arian Foster was kind of like a bruising back. And Lamar Miller has a little bit of speed, though. So he can get outside.
More speed and one cut back. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I think that Lamar Miller will do really well with rookie, or not a rookie, but a young quarterback in Brock Osweiler. He will relieve a little bit of pressure.
Speaking of new places for backs, at number 13 we have Matt Forte, the longtime Chicago Bear, now with the New York Jets. Now he's in front of Bilal Powell in the depth chart. I don't see Powell getting a whole lot of work, but Forte will see a lot because depending on who the quarterback is, they're still going to run the ball a lot and throw the ball. And Forte can catch the ball out of the backfield too.
You see, they used Bilal Powell a lot last year at the end of the year, and I think they will use Matt Forte even more.
Because Ivory and Forte are kind of a similar style back.
Yeah, kind of a bruiser, but Forte can catch passes out of the
Right,
backfield.
right.
Alright, starting out here at 21, we have Ryan Matthews, Jeremy Langford, C.J. Anderson, DeMarco Murray, Matt Jones, T.J. Yeldon, Chris Ivory, Danny Woodhead, Frank Gore, and Justin Forsett.
At 31 through 40, we have Duke Johnson, Amir Abdullah, Melvin Gordon, Gio Bernard, Rashad Jennings, Derrick Henry, LeGarrette Blount, Jordan Howard, D'Angelo Williams at 39, and Theo Riddick.
Now, I wanted to highlight Jordan Howard at 38. You guys probably don't really know who he is. He's a running back who plays for the Chicago Bears, and I think he will end up overtaking the main role from Jeremy Langford, just because Jordan Howard, he's a good running back, and they tried to get C.J. Anderson when he was on the market, so that shows that they don't have a lot of faith in Jeremy Langford.
Right. At number 28, I have Danny Woodhead. Now, Melvin Gordon is far behind him because they're on the same team, you know, but Woodhead is a much better fit in San Diego than Melvin Gordon is. Woodhead catches a lot of passes out of the backfield. He can run the ball too, not as well as Gordon, and sometimes, but Philip Rivers really likes Danny Woodhead, and so do I this year.
At number 27, there is Chris Ivory, and I wanted to highlight him because I think it's a good fit for him out in Jacksonville because they have T.J. Yeldon who can kind of do the dirty work, go down the field, and then they can give Chris Ivory the ball when they get into the goal line situations, and he will score a lot of touchdowns, I think. And he won't be as used up as he was in the Jets.
Because it's a two-back system.
Exactly.
And we do have Yeldon one spot ahead of Ivory, but that's just how it came to be in our rankings. But we do believe that Ivory will have a better season than Yeldon. Okay, so 41 through 60 starts off with Charles Sims, suspended Carlos Williams at 42, Bilal Powell, Devontae Booker, C.J. Prosise, Tevin Coleman, Isaiah Crowell, Darren Sproles, Jerick McKinnon, and Kenneth Dixon at 50.
At 51, we start off with Paul Perkins, Charkandrick West, Shane Vereen, Kenyon Drake, Chris Johnson, Alfred Morris, C.J. Spiller, Tyler Irvin, and Chris Thompson.
Now, Devontae Booker at 44. He's a rookie running back for the Broncos, right?
Yes, Broncos.
Okay. Now, the Broncos do not have a very good run system right now with Hillman and Anderson. So Booker is expect to see a lot of action. He can catch passes out of the backfield. So look for whoever starts there to feature Booker a lot this season.
And I wanted to highlight Chris Thompson. Now, he's our number 60 running back, and you guys probably have never really heard his name. Now, he plays for the Washington Redskins, and so he's going to be playing behind Matt Jones. Now, Matt Jones, I personally do not believe in Matt Jones. I don't think that he will be able to last as well as he did last season, which really wasn't that well to begin with.
Right.
And so Chris Thompson, he will be a third down running back they're going to put in, and I think he will end up taking away from the carries that Matt Jones had. All right, we wanted to talk about two players who did not make our running back list. One is Darren McFadden from the Dallas Cowboys. Now, last year he had a 1,000-yard season. He actually was really good in that system.
Right.
Now, and then they went out and they signed Alfred Morris, which automatically bumped him down to the second running back. And then they drafted Ezekiel Elliott, which now puts him at running back 3. So I don't think he's going to get really any carries, and which is sad because he's a good running
Very good back. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, I think the only way he's going to get carries if his injuries occur.
Injuries.
And if that does happen, good for him because he's going to produce.
Yeah.
So. And one more player is Spencer Ware from the Chiefs. Now he's split backup carries with Sharkandrick West because Jamal Charles is very injury prone, as you all know, and Ware performed very well in the playoffs last year.
He's a good power back.
Right, good goal line back too. So if he does get playing time, expect him to produce very well. I wouldn't draft him, really, but if you need a really desperate running back, you might want to consider him. Alright, that was Fantasy Football on 5. Thank you for watching. We deliver our fantasy news to 5 minutes left because honestly, who would have wanted to watch a 30-minute video on this topic?
Amen.
This is episode 3 of 4 in our installment of the top 200 fantasy players of 2016. Our rankings, obviously. If you haven't seen the last few videos, check this out and don't forget to subscribe.